Hey everyone, are you ready to get a head start on your Christmas cards? This card was featured at our Stamp-A-Stack tonight, and you might get a second chance for this one at the Stampin' Buffet at the 1st of December. We'll just have to see. I'll keep you posted. But I'm going to show you another masking technique that I used to make this card, and some fun glitter. Just a good way to get started with the holiday season. We're using the Snowman Season stamp set, and we're using this stamp and this one and this one and this one. So if you like this stamp set, it does come with a punch to build a little snowman builder punch in a bundle, and you can save 10% on that. Let's get started on the card. We're going to take some scrap paper, very first thing, our Memento Tuxedo Black, and one of the snowman stamps. Just walk that across there and stamp it, hold it down just a few seconds, pick it straight back up. We're going to color in using our blender pen. Blender pens are two-sided, they're filled with a clear liquid, and you can see I'm brushing on my paper and nothing's coming off. What we're going to do is we're going to use the lid of our ink pad as a palette. You can put a few drops of re-ink in there, color it with your marker, press in on the lid. You can also take one of these blocks and press into it and get ink on it and use that as a palette. Lots of different ways you can use to pick up ink. And the blender pen works really well. It's nice, smooth application. Once you use the color and you want to switch colors, just keep wiping until it goes clear. So it started there and then it goes to clear. And always brush gently. Don't rub hard or you'll fray the edges of your blender pen. All right, this color is Pretty Peacock. I've been using that a lot lately. And we're going to color in the stripes on his hat. And again, I'm just trying to color in the stripes right now. I'm going to come back in with some lighter ink and fill in a little bit. There we go. And then we'll do his top of his hat really light. And then see how you just keep blending that out on your palette until you get a nice light shade. And then we'll come back in and just barely touch in there. And if you do get it a little darker than you like it, you can always go back over your darker stripes with another layer of the Pretty Peacock ink. Like these up here look a little too much the same. So we'll just darken those up with another layer, give it some more contrast. That looks better. Maybe a little bit more down here. There we go. All right, and again, just brush off. I'm not going to brush off all the way because I'm going to use that again here in a minute. Close that up for now. Once I have this piece the way I want it, I would fussy cut it. I won't make you watch me do that, but you just trim about this close, and I would come in and trim his arms all the way off. And no, that's not cruel and unusual punishment. We'll give them back. So we're going to set him to the side. We're going to bring in a piece of cardstock. This is Whisper White, and it's 4 inches by 5 1/4. I'll pull this over to the center so you can see it a little better. I've got a piece of scrap paper that I just did a thin layer of the liquid Tombow, and it's a little bit tacky. I let it dry. And what we're going to do is, oh, I moved it just a little bit. I'm going to make sure that's straight on that line. I'm going to pick a spot right here, holding that really still, run it straight across. This is where your grid paper comes in really handy. If it helps, you can count how many squares up you go on each side, just to make sure it's the same. Now I'm going to take my sponge and my Seaside Spray ink, Uh-oh. Sorry about that. I set the sponge on the other side of the room. There we go. Just ink that up really well. And we're going to start at the bottom, right where our mask is. And just rub really gently in circles. And we want this bottom area to be a little bit darker. And then we'll come back in at the top and rub just a little bit. Then reinforce that extra layer of color down at the bottom. All right. When we peel that back, you have this lovely area down here that's nice and white. We're going to stamp a couple of things on it right now. This "Let It Snow" phrase is also from the Snowman season stamp set. We're just going to put that right down here in the corner. We're also going to stamp this snowman again. And we're going to stamp that right here in the middle. And you want it up above the blue line. There we go. All right, so we've got our snowman, and this would be a cute card, but we're going to add a little bit more to it. We're going to come back in with a little bit of this pretty peacock ink. We're going to add a little bit extra to the tree. And kind of give it some shadow under here with the snowman. Just provide a little bit extra color. All right, now we're not going to use that anymore, so I'll definitely want to rub that clean. Again, just very gently, always pull it back towards you till it's clean. And there you go. We're going to take our snowman that we cut out, and we're going to use some dimensionals just to pop that up a little bit. Snip these are the remnants of one package. We'll snip those off. He just needs a couple of those. And then we're going to place him right over the top. So you see why he didn't need arms. The arms show up from the snowman underneath. We're going to add a little bit of sparkle here in a second. First, let's put him on the card base. This is Balmy Blue. There are lots of great blue colors that you could use for this. Seaside Spray or Pool Party. And I just chose Balmy Blue. I felt like the best color for this card. Use a little bit of the snail adhesive. Okay, remember when you're putting your card on, start with one corner, and then you can kind of edge it over from there to get it just where you want it. And then make sure it's where you want it before you press it down really firm. It's hard to peel it back up once you've pressed it down really hard. Okay. Now we're going to take our fine tip glue, and we're just going to add a little bit of glue wherever we would like some extra sparkle. So on all the snowflakes, on our little tree, and then all along the ground there where we added the extra color and the shadowing, and maybe on his little pom-pom. There we go. If you have one of these fine tip glue pens, make sure to get this nozzle plugged with the needle that comes in the tip, or that will dry right closed on you. It's a great glue, but you have to follow that one rule. Don't let it sit out and open. All right. Sprinkle on a little bit of glitter. Shake it around. Tap it off. And there you go. I don't know if you can see that through the video. And I do like these little plastic containers for my glitter. It comes in these, but that's kind of hard to get the glitter back in when you're working on your project. So I always have them right in here, and I'll put the name on the top, and then I also put the name on the side. That one's pretty worn off because it's so old. I've had Dazzling Diamonds glitter forever, and it is my very favorite. Let's stamp something on the inside real quick. We've got this saying. Better turn it right side up. Put it right here in the middle. Hoping this season builds heartwarming memories. And just to add something fun, we'll put the hat right over the top. There we go. I do have to say that this card was inspired by a fellow demonstrator from Denmark, and her card looked like this. It had the fox from the Nature's Beauty set. It's the back of the catalog. This is the set that if you purchase it, a portion of the price goes to help mental health organizations, so please keep that in mind. That cute little fox is part of that set. I loved how she did this, and I have done this technique before. It looks great for beach scenes. You can make this bottom part Sahara sand or crumb cake and splotch it up a little bit to look sandy, and then put some palm trees at the edges and do this part as water, and even add a third mask up here and do a sunset. But this one is very simple, very sweet, and my card was inspired by the color of hers. So I hope you enjoyed. And if you have any questions about this card, don't hesitate to contact me. And if you need a demonstrator, I'm happy and here to help. Have a great day and hope to see you all soon.